Hello and welcome to the TwoCanConnect for Xero Salesforce integration demo. In this demo, we're going to show you how the TwoCanConnect for Xero integration works. This integration was designed for you to be able to create invoices against your opportunities within Salesforce and have that invoice information sync two ways with Xero. We're going to go into an already existing Salesforce account, where we can see that the integration has already synced invoices from Xero into Salesforce previous to the integration being installed. In order to create a new invoice to sync with Xero, we're going to create a new opportunity where we'll then enter in all of the required information. We'll then save the opportunity and open up the record. We're then going to add the products into the opportunity. Where we can then select all of the products that will be a part of this opportunity. It's also worth noting we can sync products to and from Xero. So if you create new products in Xero, you can bring them into Salesforce, where it will create a Salesforce product. And if you create a new product in Salesforce, it can create that product within Xero. Let's continue. We will enter in our quantity and then save it to the opportunity. The customer's now moved forward with this proposal and we now need to invoice them. We'll mark this opportunity as closed and won, although this is not required in order to generate a new invoice. We'll now see that we have our invoice object against our opportunity, where we can click and create a new invoice. TwoCanConnect then displays this custom page where we can go and enter in our invoice information, including custom invoice numbers, whether the amounts are tax exclusive or inclusive, which will take the default setting from the configuration, and we can also choose our branding theme directly from Xero. You'll also notice that all of the opportunity products have come through into this custom page. In the event we only need to invoice them a portion of this total amount, we can edit each line item and change the amount in case of a deposit or partial invoice. Once we're happy with everything, we can either create a draft invoice or create an approved invoice in Xero, dependent on the settings you select in configuration. In this example, I'm going to create a draft invoice. The invoice is now being created within Salesforce and is now awaiting sync into Xero. We can now see after a few minutes that our invoice is now synced with Xero. In this invoice record, we can also go to the Related tab to check any line items and any payments that have been applied against the invoice. We can also download a copy of the invoice, which will come into the Files section. On the Xero side of things, we can see that our new invoice has been synced with Xero. In our example, we created a draft invoice, which then requires our accounts team to approve it. So now our accounts team is in Xero and has approved the invoice. Back in Salesforce, we can now see that the invoice has been authorized. And we can now download the invoice from Xero. We can either download it directly to our computers or we can attach it into Salesforce. In order to see the attached invoice, we can go to the Related tab and we can open up the file that's attached. And there is our invoice. We can again download or share this directly with the customer. At the account level, we can see all of our invoices. And we can also see information about the total amount of the invoices directly in the account. This allows you to create reports and dashboards based on amounts due, amounts paid, amounts invoiced, amounts overdue, credited, or in draft status. Back in Xero, I'm going to add a payment against this invoice. Now when we go back into Salesforce after our sync, we can see that the paid status has been updated. And we've also got a payment record against this invoice.